1. Samangala. Once I was a house builder. In every state of becoming I built a house. Now, all passion spent, the builder is destroyed. He will build no house again. 2. Yusaba. In the cave, in the mountain gorge, I lived without support, like a wild beast. Forsaking all, in solitude I dwelt. But the elephant might of my mind could not be curbed. So I went to the conqueror, the best of men, who taught me the Dhamma, which conquered my mind. Now my mind is tamed, and I delight in nirvana. 3. Gadada. How delightful, how peaceful is solitude when the mind is free from clinging. With diligence guarding my senses, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 4. Subhuti. He who lives among the Aranakas, among the holy men who fare abroad, in the forest, at the foot of a tree, he goes beyond the realm of death. 5. Isadatta. When shall I dwell alone, far from passion and from wickedness? When shall I reach that state where there is no more coming and going? 6. Kasava. When shall I reach that state where there is neither death nor birth, neither growing old nor sickness? 7. Tissa. The body is impermanent, devoid of substance, a source of suffering and disease. Knowing this, O Tissa, fare thee homeless, strive for the supreme goal, lest thou regret it afterward. 8. Vimla. In the cave of the mountain I dwelt, like a bird forsaking the withered tree. But my heart found no satisfaction there. Then I went to the Buddha, who taught me the Dhamma. Now I dwell in peace, having attained the destruction of all fetters. 9. Uday. The sun is risen, dispelling the darkness, and the night is past. See, the Buddha, the light of the world, has arisen and dispelled the darkness of ignorance. 10. Ekadamsika. One is born alone, one dies alone, one goes alone. How can there be relatives? Cling not to anyone, but subdue yourself and dwell alone, like a rhinoceros. 11. Magia. I am going to the village for alms. You may remain here. But my mind was not at peace, and I returned and went to the bank of the Kimakala. There I saw a lovely spot, and my mind was filled with peace. Then I understood that solitude is the highest good. 12. Najita. The body is a source of suffering, a source of disease, a source of death. Knowing this, O Najita, fare thee homeless, strive for the supreme goal, lest thou regret it afterward. 13. Pyanjaha. How delightful, how peaceful is solitude when the mind is free from clinging. With diligence guarding my senses, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 14. Soa Kalavisa, through diligence I have attained the three knowledges, and have fulfilled the Buddha's teaching. 15. Sangamaji, for a long time I wandered in the forest, seeking peace, but I found it not. Then I went to the Buddha, who taught me the Dhamma, which leads to peace. Now I dwell in peace, having attained the destruction of all fetters. 16. Rahul, having paid homage to the feet of the Buddha, I have attained the three knowledges, and have fulfilled the Buddha's teaching. 17. Kumara Kassapa, I was once a child, and I played with other children. Now I am old, and I have no one to play with. Knowing this, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 18. Badaji, having seen the impermanence of all things, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 19. Sabita, having seen the suffering of all beings, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 20. Anupama, having seen the emptiness of all things, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 21. Gautama, having seen the selfless nature of all things, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 22. Vijaya, having seen the peace of nirvana, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 23. Ikavaharya, dwelling alone, in solitude, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 24. Savali, having received gifts and offerings, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 25. Vanjaisa, through poetry, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 26. Nandaka, through joy, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 27. Bharadvaja, through service, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 28. Udapalaka, having abandoned all worldly concerns, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 29. Kundadana, through restraint, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 30. Sudrapanthika, through mindfulness, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 31. Mahapanthika, through wisdom, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 32. Sariputta, through insight, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 33. Mahakassapa, through austerity, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 34. Ananda, through learning, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 35. Anuruddha, through diligence, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 36. Ravada, through meditation, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 37. Kankarevata, through renunciation, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 38. Nagasena, through patience, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 39. Puna, through good deeds, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 40. Gavampati, through detachment, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 41. Gadada, through faith, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 42. Bacula, through non-attachment, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 43. Sangamaji, through harmony, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 44. Subhuti, through loving kindness, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 45. Vimla, through purity, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 46. Upatissa, through morality, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 47. Talaputa, through equanimity, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 48. Samiti, through right effort, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 49. Isadatta, through contentment, I have attained the destruction of all fetters. 50. Sabita, the body is like a painted image, a mass of sores, a structure. It is afflicted, full of yearning, unstable. In it there is no lasting essence. 51. Just as a well-built painted image might crumble, so too does the body meet with destruction. 52. Just as the thilaka tree sheds its withered leaves, so too will you abandon this body when your lifespan is exhausted. 53. Awakened, you will discard this foul carrion. 54. Sabita, this body is like a bubble of foam. It is like a mirage. 55. Those who are wise cut off the arrow of craving and do not go to rebirth. 56. Sabita, like the flash of lightning in the sky, the perception of sense objects is momentary. 57. Those who are wise have realized that the world is like a dream. 58. Sabita, like a drop of water on a lotus leaf, sensual pleasures do not remain for long. 59. Those who are wise abandon sensual pleasures and attain to peace. 60. Sabita, this body is like a city made of bones, plastered with flesh and blood. 61. In it dwell decay, death, pride, and deceit. 62. Sabita, this body is like a poisonous tree. It is the root of all suffering. 63. Those who are wise cut off this tree with the sword of wisdom and attain to peace. 64. Sabita, this body is like a vessel filled with filth. It is the dwelling place of disease. 65. Those who are wise cleanse this vessel with the water of mindfulness and attain to purity. 66. Sabita, this body is like a snake pit. It is the source of all fear. 67. Those who are wise close this pit with the lid of wisdom and attain to fearlessness. 68. Sabita, this body is like a lamp that is about to go out. It is flickering and unsteady. 69. Those who are wise replenish this lamp with the oil of virtue and attain to lasting light. 70. Sabita, this body is like a fruit that is about to fall from a tree. It is ripe and ready to decay. 71. Those who are wise pluck this fruit with the hand of wisdom and attain to the fruit of liberation. 72. Sabita, this body is like a ship that is about to sink. It is leaking and full of holes. 73. Those who are wise repair this ship with the planks of virtue and attain to the harbor of peace. 74. Sabita, this body is like a field that is overgrown with weeds. It is barren and unproductive. 75. Those who are wise clear this field with the plow of wisdom and attain to the harvest of enlightenment. 76. Bhikkhu Samangala's mother, free me, O free me from this bondage, from the mortar and the pestle too. My wretched husband is a hunchback, and I long for release from him. Deluded by lust, I shaved my head and donned these yellow robes. 77. Having gone forth, I roam without a home. Oh, may I realize that peace. 78. Bhikkhuvaga, heedful and ardent, the bhikkhu should banish all thoughts that disturb the mind. 79. Rid of delusion, may he utterly destroy the darkness of ignorance. 80. Bhikkhu Samiti, ever wanders the mind, where it wishes, as it wishes, unrestrained. 81. With diligence I shall control it, as the driver the elephant with the goat. 82. Bhikkhu Gautama, when shall I come to dwell alone, in a mountain cave, rid of the thicket of attachment? 83. When shall I come to dwell alone, doing the bidding of the Buddha? 84. Bhikkhu Vimla, once I was wanton, a mistress in the town. Bedizened, artful, full of lure. 85. Displaying all my charms, many a man I did beguile. 86. Then I beheld the homeless one, Vimla, with hair close cut, restrained, controlled. 87. And I took refuge in him. Now I am homeless, quenched, and desire no more. 88. Bhikkhu Ekavaharya, heedful, aloof, dwelling alone, subduing all, may I realize the bliss that seers enjoy. 89. May the sound of the peacock not distract me, as I fare alone in the forest. 90. Bhikkhu Mahakakana, heedful, aloof, dwelling alone, subduing all, may I realize the bliss that seers enjoy. 91. Let them revile me as they like. What will that avail them? I am bent on winning insight. 92. Bhikkhu Suramitta, free from anger, rid of pride, I shall dwell in a mountain cave, my mind composed. 93. My heart is enraptured with joy as I think of the Buddha's teaching. 94. Bhikkhu Kassapa, having surveyed the world, I have renounced it all. Like a lotus, I remain unstained by the mire. 95. I have realized the goal for which I went forth from home into homelessness. 96. Bhikkhu Anupama, craving gone, and hatred too, delusion utterly destroyed. 97. I am quenched and desire no more. I have realized the goal. 98. Bhikkhu Vajraputta, let the body wither, let pain increase, yet will I not forsake the teaching of the Buddha. 99. Heedful and ardent, I shall reach the end of suffering. 100. Bhikkhuchana, knowing well this body to be like foam, like a mirage, break the flower-tipped arrows of lust, and go beyond the sight of death. 101. Bhikkhu Nandaka, this body is afflicted, impure, and foul-smelling. 102. Heedful and ardent, may I banish all thoughts of lust. 103. Bhikkhu Jambuka, for 50 years I stood naked, subsisting on wind and dung. 104. But I found no peace. Then I came to the Buddha, the kinsman of the sun, and in a trice I attained the threefold wisdom. 105. Bhikkhu Meghiya, when shall I come to dwell alone, in a mountain cave, free from the strife of tongues? 106. When shall I come to dwell alone, doing the bidding of the Buddha? 107. Bhikkhu Najita, as the elephant, well tamed, bears the goad, so do I bear the word of the Buddha. 108. Free from craving, rid of hatred, I shall reach the end of suffering. 109. Bhikkhu Purna, those who are wise, ever mindful, guard themselves against the pitfalls of lust. 110. Heedful and ardent, they reach the end of suffering. 111. Bhikkhu Sanaka, the bhikkhu who meditates on the impermanence of all conditioned things overcomes sorrow and attains to peace. 112. Bhikkhu Ambapali, old and frail, I lean on a staff, my limbs tremble. 113. My youth is gone, my strength is spent, I am now a withered crone. 114. Once I was fair, with raven locks, now my hair is white as flax. 115. Once my eyebrows were like painted bows, now they droop with age. 116. Once my eyes shone like jewels, now they are dim and sunken. 117. Once my nose was finely chiseled, now it is wrinkled and bent. 118. Once my ears were like polished shells, now they are shriveled and flabby. 119. Once my teeth were like jasmine buds, now they are broken and yellow. 120. Once my voice was sweet as honey, now it is cracked and feeble. 121. Once my neck was smooth and graceful, now it is wrinkled and bent. 122. Once my arms were round and shapely, now they are thin and weak. 123. Once my hands were soft and delicate, now they are rough and calloused. 124. Once my breasts were firm and high, now they hang like empty sacks. 125. Once my body was a golden statue, now it is a ruin of decay. 126. Such is the fate of all that is born. All is impermanent, all is suffering. 127. Seeing this, I turned away from the world. I took refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. 128. And now I have attained the deathless. I have realized the cessation of suffering. Ubarai. 1. Going to the river, Ubarai, you wail. Jiva, my daughter. Then going into the wood, you wail. Jiva, my daughter. 2. Come to yourself, Ubarai. For the one you wail and grieve, whom you don't see, going the long road. Hard to know is that road. 3. She was killed by fate, and she is the fruit of her deeds. What can you gain by this wailing? Look at Kisagadami. 4. She who had a son killed. Sorrowful, crying, miserable. You went from house to house. Having then found the Buddha, she extinguished her sorrow. 5. So too with you, Ubarai. Having been trained by me, put an end to sorrow. Wiping away your tears, Queen. Look on as I teach you the path. 6. For as the fire burns a wood, so it burns the person who is always sorrowing. Careless, always weeping for one who is dead. 7. You are like fire burning. Ubarai blazing now. Draw yourself out. I will teach you the path to the dispeller of sorrow. Ubarai. 8. You have removed the arrow. Lord, so hard to see. Stuck in my heart. The sorrow for my daughter is expelled. The same one that was blinding me. 9. Today I have pulled it out. That arrow, so hard to see. Expelled is the sorrow for my daughter. Today I go for refuge. To the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Bada Kapalani. 1. For over 25 years. Since I was ordained, I have not known a moment of ill will. 2. Likewise, for over 25 years. Since she was ordained, she has not known a moment of ill will.